Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Nimbus Capital podcast. So, this podcast is mainly to share with you how I make use of TradingView to organize my trade and do my charting, and basically like a overall guide to using TradingView to make your trading much better and easier. But do notice that I am currently um, subscribe to the highest tier of TradingView, and later I'll show you why I require all these higher tier of subscription. But most of your, I believe, the basic version is far too restrictive. You do need somewhere about the Pro or the Pro Plus in order to sort of do anything useful with your TradingView account. So let me show you. So under currently you can hear, right, I do have a lot of subscription on my um, TradingView. I'm actually using the highest tier. So I have the annual premium plan, which actually cost me 599 USD every year. On top of that, I also have data subscription, meaning I have live price for all of these market, the New York market, the three US market, the Singapore market, and the Hong Kong market. So if you look at all these, right, I'm actually paying close to 1,000 Singapore dollar, maybe slightly more every year. So I do spend quite a fair amount of money. Of course, as a trader yourself, right, you do not really need all these. The reason why I'm choosing all this is because I do a lot of trading and I trade quite frequently, and all these features are useful for me, and eventually towards the end of the year I will get back all the profit due to the information that this feature provides. So that's why I am sort of subscribed to all these features. But let me show you the annual plan and why I use annual plan. Okay, so there are a few important things that the annual plan allow me to do. Very important thing. So firstly, chart per tab, right? This one, if you have the habit of opening many tabs, right, this is actually quite useful. If you are on the basic or pro, right, it does get annoying because each time you try to open a new tab, right, you have a message that come up say, you can't open a new tab, you have used up your limit, blah, 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 that kind of stuff. Like, and device also quite useful because I do use it on my iPad and my iPhone whenever I'm outside, especially iPhone. So two devices I would say required. I mean, for me, not for you. You can manage it however you want it. Mainly because I uses TradingView to set all my alerts. This is something that I do for myself because TradingView, setting alert on TradingView is extremely easy. I can manage all the watch list. It's just a few mouse click away. And TradingView is like my one-stop center where I handle everything. I don't need to sign in to this brokerage, that brokerage here, there. It's become very, very messy. So this is one of the reasons why I'm subscribed to the premium version. The number of safe layout per chart, this one not really. If you are into stock trading, right, I only have one layout, which is the blank layout. I don't really have any funny layout. My charts are very simple, as you can see from my trade setup. All I have is the price is viewed in form of candle, and then volume. That's it. I don't have anything else on my chart layout there. But of course, sometimes I do get into forex trading. So I do have a particular chart layout that I save for forex trading. So under here, right, if I load a chart layout, you can actually see I have a forex setup, which does look something like this. You can see mainly because I have a daily candle, then I have a 4 hour, 1 hour time frame. Um, so if I go to the forex watch list, these are how I usually trade forex lah. But of course, do note that I don't trade forex as seriously as I trade stock. Mainly forex is just there to relieve my boredom when things in stock market are not moving lah. So I don't really trade forex for profit. I have a $1,000 account on forex. Sometimes I win $10, sometimes I win $20. If I had a good run, I have like $50, $60. when I'm losing, I lose about $10, $20 about that. So try not to get yourself sidetracked on the forex part. But I just want to show you that I actually do have a chart layout say for forex, but for normal stock market trade, right? I don't have. It's just a very simple plain chart. So this one not very useful for me. Even though under premium I have infinity chart layout, right? I don't really make use of them. The rest of this don't really matter. Bar replay don't really matter. All this okay. Indicator per chart. So indicator, fortunately for us, right? We don't really use any indicator. Our Nimbus Capital doesn't use any form of indicator. The only one that we are using is volume, and that's it. That one limit will be on your volume. But of course, if you want to add on, then you have to remove your volume. You have to add additional one. The indicator per chart is 3 lah. You actually can have up to 3. We only use 1, and we also use one secret indicator, which is for the cost member only lah. So at most we use 2. That's it lah. Custom indicator, we don't really use any custom indicator, but of course in the future I might be coming up with certain custom indicator, so it's still okay. Volume profile indicator, this is something most of you might be sort of the reason why you want to buy the Pro is mainly because of the volume profile indicator. If you are coming for the Sonic course, or I'm not sure if you are into the volume spread analysis, this seems like a very good indicator to have. Even though Nimbus Capital uses volume spread analysis, right? We don't really make use of the volume profile, mainly because the volume spread analysis is inbuilt into the scanner already. So whatever the scanner, as long as we are choosing good chart from the scanner, right, we meet the volume spread analysis criteria lah. So we don't really use the volume spread analysis. Then all these don't need alert. Okay, so alert is the main reason why I am using premium. And you can see that for under premium, I can have up to 400 alert. Sometimes there are times the maximum amount alert I had at one time was close to 100 plus. 100 plus like that, because I had like 10-20 trades open. Then I have per trade I have like 3 or 4 alerts, and the alert duration is infinity, mainly because most of my trades, right, not most lah, some of my trades can go up to 3 months, 4 months, and I don't need to reset my alert after every 2 months. So this one very useful for me, extremely useful for me. And aside from that, all these not really needed data. So a screener with auto refresh. If you're on the basic, right, your screener doesn't have the auto, your scanner doesn't have the auto refresh. But I mean, if you are using my Patreon for scanner, then you don't really need that also lah. Next one. Wait. Okay, so the next one is enhanced watch list. So multiple enhanced watch list. So if you're on the free platform, right, you can only have one watch list, which is very jialat lah, cannot make it lah. Okay, so currently right now I have like a lot of watch lists. So you do need the ability to have a lot of different watch lists. And the next one is the flag color symbol. So this one also very important for me. I need to have the flag color symbol, mainly because I use it to manage my trades. Later, I will show you how I use it to manage my trades. So if you look at the basic, you can only have one color. You do need the Pro to have the 5 color access. Okay. So based on this, right, I depending on what kind of result are you going to achieve, right? I do think that you will need at least the Pro lah, because it allows you to have multiple watch lists. It allows you to have the color to organize your trades, and of course you don't really need the volume profile, but it does maybe if you are someone who like to use indicator a lot, it does allow you to have up to 5 indicator, and yeah, that's basically about it. And of course it allows you to have different charts per tab lah. But I think 2 charts per tab is still very, I would say, quite limited lah, quite limited. But I think pro is sufficient just to remove all the ads and just to allow you to give you more watch list and the color coding. And the reason why I'm using premium is also extremely important personally for me is because it allows me to add my Patreon website and my signature into my trade idea. So within my trade idea, I can sort of do some advertising. So that advertising itself will definitely pay for my premium cost itself. So this is something that the reason why I'm using premium. Because of this and the unlimited alert, sorry, the 400 alert with infinity time frame. Okay, so on top of that, what you realize is I also have all these live stock price lah. So the reason why I have live stock price is mainly because as I mentioned, right, I use TradingView as an alert system to alert me whether if my TP is hit, my stop loss is hit, what's not. So whenever the alert is triggered, right, I will get a notification on my handphone. I have the TradingView app. Then once I get the notification on my handphone, I will quickly log into whatever account that I'm using, be it Tiger, Poem, CMC, whichever lah. And I just go and execute my trade, whether it's a cut loss or take profit or whatever. So it becomes like I don't need to specifically go into CMC to create alert there, or go into Tiger to create alert there, or go into my Poem to create alert there. And sometimes I'm using IG now. So currently I'm using 4 different brokerage depending on what I am using them for. I use IG to trade US counter. Mostly Singapore and Hong Kong counter, I use Tiger. When I trade Forex, I use CMC. When I trade big contract, large contract that is above 10K to 15K around there, I use Poem because I prefer the CDP and my contract size is large enough for the to sort of exceed the minimum brokerage fee lah. So because of that, I have 4 different brokerage that I'm currently using right now, and it is quite messy to go into each brokerage to set all these alert and what's not lah. So that's why currently I'm paying close to $1,000 per year, and which depending on my trading account size and the performance of my trades, right? I think this is a very small price to pay for the convenience. This is the convenience lah. If you do not wish to spend that much amount, right? Of course, you need to pay for it in the form of inconvenience. You need to go into specific portfolio and your specific brokerage to handle all your signals and what's not. Okay, so when you come to the chart, right? Let's go to the chart. So I'll just go through the stock. I'm not really going to go through the the forex portion now. Okay. So what I'm going to do, right? I'm just going to load the chart layout, which is the single. Single is the chart that I use for stocks lah. Something like this. Okay. Let's use this instead. Okay. So on your TradingView chart, right, there isn't a lot of things that are useful or I use. In terms of drawing tools, right, you realize that I don't use a lot of drawing tools. Basically, the most common tool that I use is the horizontal line. The horizontal line. So if you come to any kind of drawing tools here, right, you can actually put it into your favorite. So the star is actually your favorite. If you click, right, it will go into your favorite bar. So this bar here you see is your favorite bar. So I actually set quite a few stuff into my favorite bar lah. So I don't need to go and double click here and then go and find what I want. It's quite it's quite troublesome. So what I do is I have the horizontal line on my favorite bar. Actually, I don't even need the vertical line. I don't even need the vertical line. So I have the horizontal line on my favorite bar here. So aside from this, maybe the other one that most trader might probably use is the trend line. Trend line allow you to draw this trend. But personally, if you realize, I don't really use trend line on my trade setup, so you don't see that at all. So I use the horizontal line, which you will see it as a TP stop loss on SL. So whenever I have this horizontal line, right, you can actually set template. So for example, if I double click this horizontal line, there's a template on the bottom. So what the template do, right, I can actually set it to possible entry or resistance or SL or support or TP. So you can actually set all these. And how you can set, right? I can teach you. Number one, once you place a line there, right, you can choose your style. Style is your color, whatever. Let's say I want to set a purple color. So I have a purple color here. Then you can choose the line thickness. Opacity, I always put it at 100. I don't like my line to be like translucent like that. Next, you can go to text. Text is whether if you want any text showing up or not. So for example, let's say I want this to be support, for example. So you can see the word support is showing up at the right side there. So it's in green color. You can actually change it to purple. You can change it to black, whichever you want. So normally I change it to the same color as my line. Next, you want to bold it or whatever, up to you. You can increase the font size, up to you. This one, whichever you are comfortable with lah. Then your text alignment, you can put it top, middle, bottom, or whether you want to align to right, left, or left, you can see here, or center. So normally I align right because there's usually empty space at the right. If I align it at the middle, right, then sometimes it can get covered by all the candles and all the whatever, then it's not really visible already. And of course, at the left side, you also have all the candles there. So that's why I align it to the right. It's much cleaner. I usually have a blank space here to sort of ensure that all these are visible. So once you have set up for support, right, what you do, you come to the template and then you save it as support. Sorry. Support. I try. Okay, save. So now what you notice is if you go to template again, you actually have your support right there. So next time, if you drop any line, you can just click the support try, it will be there already. So that's how I set template for all my other stuff. That's how I set template for all my other stuff. So this is the one of the most common drawing tools that I use. The second drawing tool is this rectangular box, which is here, the third one down, and you can see the rectangular box. And of course, I also use the brush. But the rectangular box is more for me as a teaching tool to teach other people, to let them know where are the consolidation zones, all these things happening. Personally, for myself, I don't use it because one look at the chart, I know where are the consolidation zones now. I don't need to put it there to remind myself. If you just started out trading and you forget where are the certain zones, right, you might want to use this. So for example, I have consolidation here. I want to sort of remind myself that it's a consolidation zone, right? Then I put it something there. But of course, let's say you can drag it all the way to the right. If let's say if you are looking way back, for example, I want to put a resistance here. Let's say this is a resistance support, then become a resistance from very donkey years ago. And let's say I'm just looking at the chart, right? Actually, it sort of stretched all the way out. So at least even though you can't see the candles previously, right? You can sort of it will sort of remind you, hey, I have a resistance zone coming, even though that resistance zone is previously cannot be is hidden by the chart already. So that is somewhat useful also if you want to use it. Second, there are so all these tags are I will say the useful one also. So normally this text, this T here, T is just plain text. So you just type it, the text will come out, and that's it. Very simple. The next one is of course this text on price. This one, this rectangular one, call out text on price. So you just click on it. It will stick to the price. It will stick to the price, and you can have a note there. You can have a note there, say maybe I don't know, stop loss or taken profit or whatever you want to remind yourself. I don't really use it, but you can sort of put there to remind yourself or something. The circle one is the same thing. The circle one is the same as the rectangular one. You just click, then it will stick. So unlike this one, right? It doesn't stick. It doesn't stick to the price. It doesn't stick to the price. Okay. This point here doesn't stick to the price, but the rectangular one does. Wherever you move, it is anchored to the price. But for this one, it doesn't anchor to the price. Okay. So the next extremely useful tools is this one. This one right here. You press the arrow, right? All this come out. So long position. So this one is the most useful tool that you can ever use on TradingView. Long position. So when you click this, right, your cursor come out, your crosshair come out, and then you can use your crosshair, put it on where the entry price is. So if you let's say you want to put it on your entry price, right? You can put it at the entry price. Let's say the entry price is here. Okay. So let's say if you saw a Patreon trade setup and you, for example, let's say you saw that the stop loss is here. And the TP is there. TP is somewhere here. Example. Okay. Then you were sort of told that maybe this is the good place to enter. Okay, this is the good place to enter. So what you do is you put the middle line, at the entry price. Next, right, you double click this. Once you double click this, right, you can actually put in your account size. So let's say your account size is $10,000, or okay, let's put $20,000. Okay, then the risk is 2%. So my guidance is always 1 to 3%. 2% is the best. So I put 2% there, then you just press OK. So what you do is you drag the bottom part to your stop loss. Next, you drag the TP part to the TP. And what you can see here is you can actually see the risk reward ratio for this trade. Most of the time, our risk reward ratio is around 1 to 1, 1.1 to 1.2 like that. But in return, what we have is we have a very high winning percentage. So that makes the trade setup extremely profitable, even at a risk reward ratio of 1.1. But more importantly, what you want to look at is not the risk reward ratio, but rather the quantity. So the quantity you see here, 4705. It means that based on this stop loss and this target and your account size and your risk, right, you can actually enter 4,705 shares. So it auto calculate for you. You don't need to take out a calculator and do all the funny stuff. It just auto calculate the lot sizing for you based on the lots, based on your account size and the risk that you have input. Okay, so make sure you input this and you use this tool, right? There's no work required on your part really. The only work you require is when the trade setup comes out, right? You only need to decide whether you want to take the trade or not. Once you decide to take the trade, right, you can actually use this tool and you sort of make the trade lah. Okay, you can find out your your so-called the quantity. So next, these are all the tools that I use. The next one that I use is actually this ruler that you see here. So normally you can use the ruler to see how many percent down, how many days. This one 61 bar, 87 days, meaning there will be 61 trading days, 87 total days, and it's up down. So it's a good trade. It's a good tool that I use whenever I'm trying to find a stop loss. Let's say I want a stop loss here, right? What I use is, you will often see me do this in webinar. I will look at the current price and I will see how far is the stop loss from the current price. And if it's too far, then this one is 21% now. If it's, I do have a certain threshold. If it's too far or if it is too near, I try to sort of adjust the stop loss a bit. And that's and also I also use it to see how much I can get at a certain profit level. For example, this one 27.42%. So the ruler is actually quite useful also. And the next one is the magnifying glass. This one quite zoom out, zoom in, quite I would say uh straightforward. Okay, so these are all the drawing tools that you can use on your TradingView. So normally, how I go about my day is at the bottom, you can actually have the screener, the scanner here, the scanner. So currently, there's only one scanner, only one counter in Singapore scanner. Normally, I don't look at the scanner until the market has closed because there can be new things coming up. Then if let's say the G Invacom drop further, right, then it might disappear from the scanner. Who knows? So I don't really use a scanner during mid-market hours lah. So firstly, how you want to manage your trade, right? You can first go and create a watch list for yourself. So if on the drop-down menu, you can create a new list. So for example, let's say try. Okay, try. So previously what we have was the latest trade setup was Grand Venture. Let's use Grand Venture as an example. Grand Venture, right? Okay, so you saw this Grand Venture. What you do is you can sort of add to your trade setup. Is there a way to add this to my trade setup? It was popular. Sorry, share, report this idea, comment, like. Not really. I can't add this. So never mind. Um, so come back to your watch list. Your watch list is the most top one. So you have a toolbar at your right side. Don't get confused. So the most top one here is your watch list. Okay. So here I'm going to add Grand Venture. So I added Grand Venture. I click on the Grand Venture and Grand Venture come out. So you will see that the moment I add Grand Venture, right, you will start to see a few things already. Firstly, you'll see that there's a blue color coded, and there are two orange color line there. And the orange color line is actually referring to the stop loss and the TP level. So the reason why I do that, right, is as I mentioned, I use TradingView to handle all my alerts, be it TP or the stop loss level. So the moment I come to the chart, right, for example, let me remove this level. Let me remove this level. Okay, let me remove so that it is what you will look like when you first. So you will see this. So the blue color code, right? Don't bother it for now. So normally what I do is, if I have a new position, right, I color code it blue. Okay. So under your watch list, right, not only you have all your watch list, you actually blue blue is referring to all the current Patreon setup that I have, all the current Patreon position that I have open. So I color code them blue, which is why you will see the Grand Venture also blue. Okay, so that blue is there. So if I just want to look at all the counters that I have open for my Patreon, right, I just go to blue. Okay. Then next, maybe you want this trade. So what you do is you go and find the stop loss and the TP level. So the stop loss is 7.1, TP is 1.00. Okay, so what you do, you can use this long position feature. You put it at the current price, then you drag this down to 7.1, 0.71, the other one to $1. So once you got that, is it correct? 8.6, 7.1. Once you got that, oops, sorry. Once you got that, you can see here that the number of shares you can enter is 2424. So obviously you can't enter 2424 lah. You probably have to round it to 2400. So based on 20,000 SGD account and based on the 2% risk, I can actually enter 2,400 shares for this counter. Okay. So once I sort of entered ready, right? Once I sort of entered ready, what I do is I just delete this and I go to the stop loss level, which is 0.71. 0.71. And you can see that and here, right, there is a plus symbol here. So the plus symbol is actually your alert. So I just press add alert. Okay, so now the alert is added. Then the other one is at $1. I just press alert, add alert. So it's very simple. It's extremely simple and it's extremely intuitive. Then once I once I added alert, right, I will double click the TP alert and I will put the alert as 2400 shares. So at least I know what is the number of shares that I have. So when the alert is hit, you can see here that it will notify on my app, and it will also show a pop-up, send an email, anything. But the pop-up will come out as 2400 share, 2400 share. So the moment the alert come out, I know how much share I should sell already. Why do I want to put in this? Mainly because if you're are aware of my profit taking procedure, right? What I do is I will only sell 80% of the shares that I hold. The other 20%, I leave it there. I leave it there to chill for as long as it can go lah. So sometimes, right, I need to know how much share I have so that I can quickly calculate how much to sell. So the moment this alert come up, right, I don't need to go into my brokerage to see how many shares I have and do all the calculation. And by the time I done everything, right, the price actually move already. So actually, I don't even need to put 2,400 here. At the time of my entry, right, I can calculate already. So 80% of 2400 is 1920. So I'm going to put it as 1900. So I already calculate here. The moment this alert come up, I will know to sell exactly 1900. I just log in, sell 1900 shares, and that's it. I don't need to do anything. So the reason why stop loss I don't put anything at all is the moment price hit my stop loss, right? I'm going to sell everything. No, I'm not going to leave anything there. So I don't need to put anything there. The moment it hit the stop loss, I sell everything there. That's it. Very, very simple. Okay. So for most of you, the price data on TradingView might be delayed. Because of that, right, this alert system might not be useful to you. Hence, which is why I got the live data, which is why I got all the live data. So depending on which market you trade the most, right, you don't really need live data for everything. In fact, for Singapore live data is $96 per year, so it comes up to less than $10 per month, which is quite okay, which is extremely affordable, and I do not mind paying that amount of money, especially if I'm focusing so much on Singapore stock. But of course, I also have every other thing, because as Patreon, I'm looking at US and Hong Kong market also. So that's basically how I manage my trade. So next, once you come to the right side, your watch list, right? The second one, the alarm, right, is actually your alert. So this alert is referring to the alert that you have on whatever stock that you shows here lah. So the alert here is currently just showing you JLB. So what you can see here is currently I have 27 alert used out of 400. So as I have more and more trades, right, the number of alert will increase exponentially. So which is why if I'm on any other kind of tier, right, the number of alert might not be enough. Okay, so that's what I want to show you. And next, all this color coding, right? Let me show you my actual watch list. So this is the watch list that I have. These are counters that I am holding. So within these counters, right, you can actually see two color coding. One is the purple one and one is the blue one. So the blue ones are actually new trades. I have not traded these before. I have not traded this counter at all before. This is the first time I am entering these kind of trades. So these are blue trades, and also you can see these are also Patreon trades. I mean, I take the same trade as Patreon. So you can see that on each of the trades, I have my alert, my stop loss, and my TP set there ready. So the moment it hits, right, I will get a note, then that's it. And you can see that I have Hong Kong counters, I have Singapore counters, and I have US counters. So on the alert, right, on this alert, you can see that this is for Southern Alliance alert. Then next, the Grand Venture alert. So here, Grand Venture alert. Okay. So instead of coming here, right, you can actually go to the chart and just remove from the chart, which is why I find TradingView to be extremely easy to use. It is not like Tiger or Poem or whatever. I am looking at the chart and setting the alert at the same time. I can do this within a click of a mouse, and it's all done within like less than 1 minute. So if you are a very intensive trader, you trade a lot, like me, and you have a lot of things to manage, right? This is how I usually manage, and it's very easy. It's very easy for extremely low cost of I don't know. I mean, for some of you, it might not be low cost lah, but I'm paying close to about 90 US dollar per month to get all this stuff lah. But of course, you don't need the premium, you don't need all the market data. Maybe you can cut down the cost to a very, very low amount also. And the next thing is you will notice purple code also. So purple code actually counters that I currently have an open trade, but I also have profited before. Previously, there was a trade setup. I have profited before, and this is my second trade or my third trade. Why do I color code it differently? Because it let me know that this counter I have profited before, and it tells me that this is a strong counter. So whenever I keep seeing this purple color counter coming up on my scanner, right? Because sometimes a lot of questions ask what are all the color on my scanner. When a purple color counter come out on my scanner, right? It lets me know that okay, I currently have a open trade setup on this counter. Previously I have trade before also. So I will make a mental note. I will add it to my watch list, whatever. Or let's say if a blue color coded open up shows up on my scanner, I will know that okay, I have entered this counter already. I have an open trade set on this counter. I don't even need to go and look at the chart because I already have an open trade. What for I look at the chart again? So once I do all this, right, I don't care about the trade really. I just let the thing run until alert shows up on my counter. So a lot of people panic over Southern Alliance, right? For me, I just put the alert everything, then I do my own stuff already. I don't even come and go into my brokerage account to look at the amount I'm losing or the amount, because everything is automated here. All the lot sizing, all the alert, everything is done on the chart. You look at it from the perspective of the chart. So that's it. It's a very, very simple process lah. But aside from blue and purple, right, I also actually color code two more. The other one is green. So green, what you realize is these are counters that I previously taken profit before. I have taken profit, but I have no open trade setup. Okay, previously taken profit, but I have no open trade setup. So what you notice, what I also mentioned is that I don't TP 100%, I TP 80%. Then the remaining TP, right, I trail. So these are actually all my trailing loss. So you see all these alert here, right? These are all my trails. Trail as in the sense that when price come back down, right, I will be probably locked in with a profit lah. So these are how I manage all my trailing for those that I have TP, but I still have the 20% there that is left behind there. And at the right time, I will shift the stock. I will shift this. So when I shift, right, I don't need to log into the app, delete the alert, then go into the chart, go and see where the price, then go and add the alert again. I simply shift. It's very simple. I simply just shift. So it's extremely intuitive. I don't need to, it's like, you see, within 10 seconds, I settle already. I don't need to log in here, log in there, log in here, log in there, like that. And the one thing that is very good about this color coding of my profit counters is also that whenever it comes up on the scanner again, right, it will let me know that, this counter I've taken profit before. Currently, I have no position, but now it's in the scanner again. So I can focus on that counter. Obviously, the reason why this counter keep coming up is because it's a very strong trend counter, and that's the whole phenomenon with prop next. Because when we first enter the trade, we have no idea it will go until this far. But along the way, after we TP ready, the prop next keep showing up, and the reason why we are able to focus on prop next is because I color coded it. I know I have taken profit before, and if something on the scanner shows up that you have taken profit before, right, it let you know that it's a strong counter. That's how we keep track of all the strong counter. We don't do funny analysis. We don't do funny 1,000 words grandmother story, that kind of analysis. We just simply follow whichever the strong counter is. Then we just keep adding new trades to the counter. Same thing with Union Gas. Union Gas, our first trade set up all the way from 40 cents. Same thing with Sun Power. Our first trade setup was way back somewhere around 60 cents. Union Gas, we have our trade setup way back around 45 cents also, and currently Nvidia. And now the most the in play one is Del Monte Pack. So all these I have the 20% leaving behind there. So this is how I manage all my current trades. It's very simple. It's very simple. Next, I also have a rate list. So what is the rate list for? So I mentioned a lot of times, right? You don't just take the loss and then pretend nothing happened. Sometimes you need to go back to your losing trade to see what happened there. Is there anything you can improve? What is the issue with that trade? If it hit the stop loss and go down some more, right? Then probably good. Your stop loss was great. Then that's all right. But what happened if it hit your stop loss and then start to go up all the way? For example, one of the counters that I can share with you is actually MMG. So MMG, right? Previously we entered here. Our stop loss was here. But what happened was it hit the stop loss and immediately go back up. So these are the things that I need to be aware of, mainly because I need to know whether I can improve or not. And right here in MMG, I know my issue. The issue is that my stop loss is not wide enough. It is very near the support, and that's why I got taken out. If I was to widen it a bit, right, I might have gotten the TP ready, but of course, I didn't get it lah. So looking back at all your keeping a tab on your losing trade, right? It can reveal a lot of things to you, and you can learn how you have made the mistake and how you can avoid them in the future. This is one thing that no trader does. No beginner trader does. And if you do this right, it is going to improve your trading immensely by a huge amount. But the thing is, a lot of traders, they just want to know where to enter, where to exit. At the back end, right, all these trade management, how to handle, how to use your platform properly, how to look at your past mistake. Nobody does all this. And that's the reason why 90% of the trader, right, are still stuck. They can never improve. They pay thousands of money, go to this course, go to that course. No course is going to magically improve your trading unless you put in the effort yourself. And this is the kind of effort that you need to put in. Things are not going to magically make you become profitable. Okay. So no amount of trading cost can make you win money unless you are willing to put in all this effort. There's a reason why my course is 3 months long and it costs $3,000, because I'm going to make sure that you are doing all this kind of stuff. For example, live tech science, live tech science. I think previously, I'm not sure where we entered. I think we probably entered somewhere here. Then after that, we just hit the stop loss and went all the way down. So Palantir, we hit our stop loss here. Then now kind of recover a bit, but it's still early to tell, because our TP was like somewhere here. So still early to tell. AEM, so AEM, we have stop loss twice on this, and it's the one counter that I'm keeping track quite well also, in order to see what can be improved. The next one was First Resources. So counter like First Resources, right? It was very it was about to hit TP here. It was about to hit TP and it came back all the way down. So for this case, right, maybe the TP could have been lower, then I might have gotten out with a profit instead of a loss. So these are the kind of things that I will keep track. So at the end of the year, right, I will have a list of reason why I was lost, why I took a loss. either stop loss too tight or TP too far off, all these I will keep a track. And if a certain trend shows up, right, I will know what to do with myself. I will know how to improve myself instead of just taking loss after loss after loss and having no idea what's going on. Okay, so this is the end of TradingView guide. Not really a guide, but rather an insight to how I manage all my stuff. And hopefully you do learn something from this and it can improve your trading further. Like I said, no amount of courses can improve you unless you decide to change into a new leaf. You maintain all this trade management, you maintain all this discipline, you take a look at all your losing trade and see how you can improve yourself. No trading course can teach you all this. It's like you expect to pay $5,000 to Michael Jordan and expect to play like him. That's not going to happen. No matter you can pay that money to Michael Jordan, he can coach you, but whether or not you make it, it's on you. It is on your own to decide whether you are willing to go through all this or not. Trading is not just entry and exit. That's the whole point. Okay, so have a nice day, everyone. Thank you for tuning in.